Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chat with Nene Alice. If this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send in your comments because together we can all improve on this channel. And viewers, also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to know whenever I post any new video. So today I have with me a young woman.
Hello.
Yeah, a teenager.
Yeah.
And a friend of Chat with Nene Alice. So I want her to introduce herself and then we can start the conversation from there.
Hello, my name is Frankida Brahma Fawundu. I just graduated high school and I will be going to Penn State University in America. And I've been able to keep in contact with my friends and family here in Sierra Leone. So I'm here to chat with Nene Alice.
So you're most welcome, Frankida.
Thank you.
So today our conversation is going to be based on studying abroad as a Sierra Leonean girl without your parents. What does it feel like? Or how does it look like? So I have Frankida with me and we'll be having the conversation. So the very first question I want to ask you, Frankida. So how is it with you, particularly going through high school and now you're graduated, looking forward to go to the university. So how does it feel like?
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because I have to think about all the stuff from my dormitory and stuff to buy for college and actually going through my first year of college. I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Okay, so how was high school like?
High school, it's nothing like how they portray it in the TV shows and the movies. It was a scary at first entering into high school and seeing how different the teachers treat you than from middle school. But you eventually get the hang of things and you learn to balance your schoolwork and your friends and sports and all that stuff. But high school was a lot. It was a lot, to say the least.
Okay, so actually you relocated to abroad, to continue with your studies.
Yes.
But before that, you were studying here in Sierra Leone. So how do you see the difference between studying in Sierra Leone and studying abroad? I know the difference are obvious, but let me just get it from you.
Before I actually moved to Sierra Leone, I went to international here, and then I moved there. I moved 3 times when I was actually in America. I first lived in Stanford, then I moved to the Bronx, and I moved to White Plains. So there was a lot of difference from all those different, a lot of changes from all those different places. But the big difference between learning in America versus Sierra Leone is that I feel like in America, they want you to pass. They push you to pass and they want you to keep going. Whereas I feel like in Sierra Leone there's a lot of animosity, you have I don't know how to put it, but you feel as if they don't want you to pass. You have all these studying that you have to do. You have to go to summer school, you have to take lessons and all that stuff. But America is just you go to school, you study when you have the time, and then you pass.
Okay, so the other thing I want to know about you is you were relocated to the US and you were there alone as a young girl without your parents.
Yes.
How does it feel like?
I stayed with my aunt and uncle after my parents left, and at first I thought I would be okay, but after a while it started to hit me my mom isn't here, my dad isn't here. And even though I still have my aunt and uncle there, it's not the same being able to tell them things versus how I could tell my mom and dad things. Being able to confide in them wasn't the same. Or if I was dealing with something emotionally, I felt like I couldn't share it sometimes. But it wasn't as bad as I would say a lot of people put it as, staying with your aunts and uncles. But it was still a struggle.
So are you happy to be home?
I am. I'm very happy to be home.
So what makes you excited to come back home?
Well, I have my family here. I mean, this is Sierra Leone. There's so much I can do here compared to America. America is very you're home all the time. But here I'm free to go anywhere I want to go. And so I missed it. I really missed being
So how is the situation of COVID in the US compare. You've been around for a while now.
Yes.
You want to compare the two situations? With COVID?
America is starting to open up again. COVID is slowly going away, but there's still like millions of cases. I think compared to here, where I feel like there's only a few cases here. But America, you have to wear a mask everywhere. You have to be very cautious. Hand sanitizer with you all the time. While as here, you can walk around without the mask if you don't want to. But I mean, it's still required in some places. But I feel like it's more free here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's move forward. So, I know you've said you were able to cope. You were able to make the necessary adjustments, particularly when mom and dad were not around. And that notwithstanding, you were able to do well in your studies.
Yes.
Okay, so now you graduated from high school, and I saw all the pageantry that went with it.
Yes.
So what was it like? What did you do on that day?
Oh wow, undergraduate. I feel like there was a lot leading up to it.
Yes.
There was prom. We had luncheons. We had so many events. There were so many events. I feel as if it was good because it got us ready for the actual day. Graduation, it went pretty fast. Our graduation lasted about an hour, only about an hour. But it was the things that led up to it. There was events that they planned for us that really made it special.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had fun with
I
your
had
friends,
fun. I had
and
fun.
we saw the photos actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are a teenager.
Yeah.
So can you just share one or two experiences that you have had as a teenager, and how will you be able to, advise other teenagers?
I feel like as a teen, you have all these responsibilities, but you're not an adult yet. So
Yes.
you're in that in between stage where you're not a kid anymore, but you're not an adult. So you have freedom, but it's limited freedom, and that's also really good for you because then you don't feel as if you have to do some things that you shouldn't be doing at your age, which is really good. But being a teenager, it's a very awkward stage. You're in a very awkward stage. You feel as if you can't do a lot, but at the same time you can. So it's a very awkward stage. I would advise you to stay in that awkward stage for a very long time because adulthood is too much. It's a lot.
Okay, so one thing she said about being a teenager is that you are not a kid, and at the same time you are not an adult. And it's a stage where you have anxieties, and sometimes it's a little bit awkward, but she said you can stay in that state for a long while because she can't imagine herself being an adult at this time. Okay, so do you think sometimes young people, they get bored easily? Do you get bored?
I do get bored.
So when you get bored, what do you do?
Well, I like to go out with my friends, hang out with my cousins. I like to be on my phone a lot, even though it's bad for you to be on your phone all the time. But I like going out and spending time at the beach or going to a restaurant for like a couple hours or just going out, spending some time with people that you love is what I would say.
So when you want to get fun, maybe when you plan on having fun, what do you do?
For me, I like to schedule times where, like, with me and my friends, we have a group chat just for planning things. And we plan, like, days where we're going to go out, we're going to go do something. Like, for example, in New York City, there's so many things you can do in New York. So you plan, like, an event you can do for that day. For one day, you go out. Or if you're here in Sierra Leone, you go to the beach for a couple hours. Or...
So it's as if you like the beaches.
Yeah. I love
Have you been there?
I actually went a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're going to university. What are your expectations?
Wow, I have a lot of expectations. I hope it's I hope I gain a lot of education, but also at the same time I want to make connections with people. I want to be able to make new friends because I'm going to a whole new state. With a whole new people, and it's a whole new experience. So I just want to be able to connect with people I've never seen before.
Okay, so what are you going to study?
I'm studying political science, actually. I want to go into law eventually.
Okay, so that's career path. Did you choose it yourself, or it was guided by your parents?
It was both my choice and my parents' choice because I want to be able to come back to Sierra Leone eventually. And law is something I can do in America, and I can come back home and I can do it too, and be provided with money. And so I was guided by my parents, but also it was something that I was passionate about.
Okay.
Yes.
So the other thing I want to ask you is about anxieties. You know, young people have a lot of anxieties, particularly moving from one stage to another stage. So do you have anxieties, and what are some of those anxieties?
Yes, I have a lot of anxieties going into college because I have a lot of financial aid that I have to deal with, the money I have to pay later on with college, and that brings me a lot of anxiety. Like, how am I going to pay this back? How am I going to get the money to pay them back? But also anxiety with schoolwork. You know, this is a whole new responsibility. Professors aren't going to talk to you the way a teacher talks to you.
Yeah.
So it's how am I going to be able to deal with this new pressure that's going to be put on me when I get to college? It's a whole nother anxiety that I'm going to have to deal with.
Okay. So imagine your survivor through university. Tell me, how do you figure it to look like?
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to follow my plan in high school, which is try to be close with my professors, with my guidance counselors, all the people who are of higher power who can help me. And then also make connections with my schoolmates, my classmates, and just be more open, you know, open to new people. That's the best way you can get through anything in life.
Okay, so do you want to say anything to the young people who want to take inspiration from you?
I would say open up. If you need help, ask for help as much as possible. And like I said earlier, being a teenager, you're in this awkward stage. And even though it is an awkward stage, you should stay in this awkward stage for as long as possible because you learn a lot being a teenager. Yes.
Okay. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, Frankida, and I'm so impressed with you. And I wish you all the best as you go to university. And I pray that you stay focused, you stay inspired,
I will.
and you turn out to be this lovely Frankida that we're looking forward to. Thank you a lot, and enjoy your holidays, and have lots of fun. So viewers, if this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send in your comments, because together we can all improve on this channel. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.